Okay, for this video, I'm going to be ranking the Scooby-Doo robot monsters, which was actually a lot longer than I thought. I thought there were only a few, but turns out there are about, 40. But that's fine. I'm awake. And honestly, a lot of the Scooby-Doo robots are really solid, and a lot of them are classics, dating back to the first Scooby-Doo robot in 1969 in the TV show. Yeah, Scooby-Doo robots actually have a lot of credit to them. They've got good designs. Okay, let's just get started. At number 40, I have Cold Steel from What's New Scooby-Doo. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I never really found Cold Steel to be that interesting. It just seemed like your typical robot gang. It just didn't feel that interesting to me. I mean, it is nice to see an old western town, but still, out of all the robots, these are my least favorite. The group of Cold Steel. I mean, Cold Steel has some going for it, but out of all of these, this is my least favorite. But before you get on me, this is my opinion. Yeah. At number 39, I have the Scarecrow robots. The Scarecrow robots are really solid. But until you realize they're easily defeated by getting sprayed with water. I mean, they do have a decent design to them. But this is as far as I can put them. At number 38, I have the Gladsburg Dragon. It's good to see a medieval times monster in the form of the robotic Gladsburg Dragon. I mean, it has a good shade of purple, and it can breathe fire, typical dragon stuff. The Gladsburg Dragon has a lot going for it. It's decent, but this is as high as I could put it. At number 37, the robotic great white shark. This is the cover for a submarine controlled by the seaweed monster to smuggle out pearls and such. It's a good motive, but yeah, the great white shark could be better. At number 36, the gunslinger. Yeah, you heard me right, the gunslinger. This is in the first episode of the new Scooby-Doo movies. It has a lot going for it. I mean, the gunslinger has a lot going for it, like a decent design, threatening appearance, for the most part. And number 35, the helping hand. It's just a robotic moving hand. It's not creepy at all. The helping hand is just kind of bland in that sense, and you can easily forget about it. At number 34, I have the hideous Hidehound. The Hidehound has a lot going for it. It has a menacing appearance. It's pretty decent for a side character in a movie, and it's just alright. I have to give it props. It's really solid for the credit, where credit is due. At number 33, I have Jeeves and Sherry. Sherry is basically just the house of the future, and Jeeves is the robot living in it. both have a lot going for it, even though we see more of Jeeves. And to reveal that the house did it more to get more credit for it because the owner of the house got more credit. But Jeeves has a good appearance. It's threatening. And robots are usually threatening in some case. And number 32, the Loch Ness Monster. Well, one of the Loch Ness Monsters in the movie Scooby-Doo, the Loch Ness Monster is a robotic submarine controlled by one of the professors to make believe another professor that the Loch Ness Monster is real. Oh well. And for an early 2000s film, the Loch Ness Monster has a lot going for it. A decent design, threatening appearance, and a lot of lore and build-up. The Loch Ness Monster is just really solid in this movie. And number 31, the Phantosaur. Well, one of the Phantosaurs is a robot. Scooby-Doo Legend of the Phantosaur is pretty good with Ultra Instinct Shaggy beating up a bunch of bikers, the Phantosaur being pretty decent. Moving on. At number 30, the pterodactyl from Be Cool Scooby-Doo, the one I talked about in the previous video. It's pretty good. The whole motive of trying to find a real pterodactyl egg and using the robotic pterodactyl to try to lift up the tree, but needed the star to be right, which the culprit David had the star maker Alistair redesign it so that the pterodactyl would be able to carry it. Yeah. And number 29, Rawhide Red. Yeah, that's the actual name, Rawhide Red. The one thing giving Rawhide Red, it's got a decent design, a good shade of red. And it's just pretty decent for Scooby and Scrappy-Doo short. At number... At number 28, the Red Ghost. While the Red Ghost wasn't completely robotic, part of it was. Scooby-Doo and the Gourmet Ghost is honestly underrated. And the Red Ghost is honestly pretty good, even though it has kind of a lame name. Named the Red Ghost. It's honestly pretty good for what it's worth. For a pre-COVID movie. Yeah, this came out 2018, before COVID. And number 27, RoboPup. RoboPup is from a Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which is supposed to be superior to Scooby, but honestly, Scooby-Doo was able to beat RoboPup and eventually turn it into a lamp. The whole episode with RoboPup is pretty good. And RoboPup is one of the better monsters from A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Honestly, a lot of monsters from A Pup Named Scooby-Doo are underrated. And RoboPup is honestly kind of there. Number 26, the Skeleton Driver. The Skeleton Driver has a decent appearance, a monstrous car, but sadly, it's an apologist villain episode, with the culprit being two kids who their excuse for honestly almost killing people is they were too young to enter the race. Wow. I mean, that's kids for you. I mean, the Skeleton Driver is pretty good for What's News. But there are worse monsters than What's New Scooby-Doo, like the Roller Coaster. Moving on. At number 25, Junk. Junk is basically this robot combined together by pieces of junk to form like a complete robot. Junk is honestly pretty threatening, turning about 3 people into gold statues, almost 4. And to reveal that the culprit, Butch Fairbanks, wanted to get revenge on Randy Warsaw for turning him to against what he wanted to be. That's fair. And Junk is pretty good. And number 24, the 30-foot Shaggy. It's nice to see more of the gang actually taking a role of being villains. And 30-foot Shaggy is one of them. The 30-foot Shaggy is actually pretty good for what it's worth. It has a decent appearance, it's threatening, and it's just nice for them to change up the formula and for the Mystery Inc. gang to be villains. And number 23, the moving toys. The moving toys are threatening enough, giving off Toy Story vibes, but being more evil, like Lotso, Stinky Pete, Gabby Gabby. The moving toys are alright. And number 22, Butler 3000. Butler 3000 is actually pretty good. It's threatening, it has robots to back it up, and Butler 3000 has a pretty good design-wise. Butler 3000 is one of the better robots on this list, but there are still a few more to get through. And number 21, the menacing metallic clown. You all know clowns are creepy, but what about a giant clown who's also a robot who eats people? He ate Shaggy, another golfer, a golfer named Ned, a major golfer, Cougar Forest. The menacing metallic clown is threatening in its own sense. And I have to give it credit for being one of the most well-known monsters from What's New, Scooby-Doo. Okay, and number 20, I have Minus. Minus is this robot who's been tracking secret agents because he's the builder who wanted to get in the spotlight, which he does in his Minus suit. And Minus is actually pretty good. One of my favorite from the show. Be cool, Scooby-Doo. Minus has a lot going for it. And Minus knowing where each secret agent is going to be at all times. Well, one of them. And Minus having a lot of intel. I have to give it credit. At number 19, the dinosaur from the new Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show. This dinosaur is pretty good. Threatening appearance, good design, and to reveal that it was smuggling out, I kind of forgot what it was, but still, it's pretty good. And number 18, the dinosaur spirit. This dinosaur spirit is actually an incubator that's used in space, which is out to steal real gold. The dinosaur spirit honestly is pretty good for one of the first episodes of What's New, Scooby-Doo. I have to give it credit for. The dinosaur spirit is really memorable. And number 17, the dragon from Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. This dragon is, well, robotic. It has a decent appearance, it's threatening, and we get a lot of Johnny Quest references, like Dr. Zinn trying to save his daughter, which was fused to the dragon suit. Pretty good. And number 16, the Fright Hound. The Fright Hound is basically kind of like Scooby in the collar, which the Fright Hound is used to frame Scooby for crimes. And the final battle with it is really high tense. The Fright Hound is really good. One of the better monsters. At number 15, the Giant from Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. Now this is one of the largest threats. No pun intended. The giant is really threatening, got a great episode, and is just alright. At number 14, I have Fortius. Fortius is from like one of those short Scooby-Doo films. Fortius is really good. With being an exoskeleton from a movie, Gladiasaurus, and Fortius is just really good for what it's worth. At number 13, the Hound Beast. The Hound Beast is just really threatening. Just being a robotic exoskeleton being controlled by a real dog, I have to give it credit. At number 12, the Christophobots. Christophobots are controlled by Professor Pericles and were used pretty good. They even had the death of Cassidy Williams, aka Angel Dynamite. The Christophobots are just really good like that. At number 11, Mono Tiki Tia. Mono Tiki Tia was from the original series and was the biggest threat, being a giant of a monster, and was really threatening. Okay, time for the top 10. At number 10, Max Kilobyte. In this Jeopardy episode, we have a robot competing in Jeopardy, and Max Kilobyte is really solid in that sense. At number 9, the robot from Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. This robot just has a pretty good appearance in a boxing episode, and it's just really solid. At number 8, Mechamut. Mechamut is also from a short film, being a robotic space dog, and just has a great design. One of the best short films. At number 7, the Misery Company. Basically the robots from Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. I just decided to do them all together since they're basically similar. I have to give it credit for it. They're really solid. At number 6, the No-Face Zombie. The No-Face Zombie is really underrated. It's threatening. It's good. It's just really solid. The No-Face Zombie should get more credit. It's solid for what it's worth. At number 5, Obliteratrix. Obliteratrix is really solid. It's got a good appearance, is threatening. In the final it had between Cassidy Williams was really good. At number 4, Pizza Opossum. Pizza Opossum is just really good. A pizza-themed mascot who was a robot, taking back its fame. And the reveal that was being controlled by a literal child is crazy. At number 3, the Man Crab. The Man Crab is really solid. A good robotic crab who drags people under the sand. That's threatening. And you gotta be careful. At number 2, the Dinkley 2000. This is really good for a pup named Scooby-Doo, and the chase music they do is so good. The Dinkley 2000 is just one of the best robots. But at number 1, I have Charlie the Haunted Robot. How can I not put Charlie at number 1? He's the OG. He's threatening. He gets more than one appearance. Charlie is just really good and will stay one of the best of all time. And there we go. Stay tuned.